just think that it's easy to give up, right? But you're gonna get two of the same results, right? If you keep going, right, then you have something to look forward to. And if you quit, then you'll never know.
Gasparilla Overload. We're bringing back someone who's been on the show before, and this time we're talking about scaling, new music, a name change, some news at Rock Nation. Pusha, great to see you. Welcome back to That Entrepreneur Show.
Vincent, what's going on, brother? How you doing?
Doing good, doing good. I got the Tampa hat on because we're bringing on a Tampa guy today, but I've also got the Jets on just to make sure that everything's straight. But everyone, happy Gasparilla. If you're celebrating today, be safe and welcome back to another episode. I've got a few days in a row, as always, of Tampa and Florida entrepreneurs to celebrate. And before we get into the new music, all the fun stuff, let's talk about one of your favorite Gasparilla memories.
Oh man, Gasparilla Music Festival. The first time we performed, that was kind of like the door being open for like Pusha Preme and the band and the Wandering Assassins. So yeah, that's always going to be a historical moment for me.
Yeah, let's talk about that first event. What was it compared to what you expected it to be?
I didn't have no expectation because it was like I didn't know how it was going to turn out. I just knew that like I was going to perform like it was my last performance. You know, Nas was there, so technically we opened for Nas. There's a lot of hype and anticipation behind it because we had won the Best of the Bay Artist of the Year and well, best hip hop artist. And then we got the Billboard that same year too. So that momentum was just like crazy, so crazy. We all pulled out with the band. We all had the kimonos on to go with the whole assassin theme, and it was dope, man. It was a great time. To the day I die, I will always remember that day was dope. Like having an official green room, the love that we got afterwards. The system kind of crashing because the sun was too hot, so we were just like going a cappella, and then somebody brought a fan out of nowhere, and then turned the system back on, and we just rocked out. And it was like, yo, give him more time, give him more time. And it was cool, yo. It was really cool, man. I feel like that staple really put us in a great position where we
Yeah,
were at.
your growth has been inspiring to see. When we met, he's always been very supportive of my journey. He had me in the studio for the album
Yeah.
release party, and now I've seen you grow and grow. You're traveling around, and there's a few places I want to start, but in case someone's tuning in, hearing you for the first time today, what's one song that you've recently put out, or maybe an old banger that they should tune into first?
Oh, I would definitely say Adam and Eve for sure. Something new, I would say What Can They Do? That's more Afro record, which we're making that full transition to.
Yeah, you mentioned transition. I know you have new music, so do you want to talk about the name transition first, or when that new music's dropping?
We can talk about both. For me, what transition with the name really is just I had a little bit of an epiphany when I was with my mom, and then over Thanksgiving, and I'm West African, so a lot of them are listening to the music, and when they hear some of the hip hop records, or it kind of confuses them. They're just like, yo, like, are you here or are you there? And I never want my audience to have create like a line in the sand of like what I do. I see myself as an artist, so I feel like I can do anything. But end of the day, as I'm growing older, I want to show everyone the growth. So the last Pusha Preme show was for Randy's Chola Drive, so that was an incredible show. They shout out to Randy Ortega and Crowbar for allowing us to happen, and Tom as well too. And our last Pusha Preme project will be December 18th, 2025. And then from there, we're just going to just kind of just go with what God got me. So the name change is going to Alua Preme, which means God manifests, God guides Preme, and then Preme's an acronym. And now people get to dive into the acronym, which is Poetry and Rhythm Elevates Minds Effectively. So it was always meant to be this. And I just want to make sure that I'm not, holding myself back or be 1 foot in, 1 foot out, be indecisive to where I want to take it, because as I'm getting older, I want my audience to grow with me.
Yeah, well, congratulations on all the continued success and now being able to pivot in this strategic way and seeing where it goes. But part of this growing, all this great work you're doing, you traveled around the world really to start sharing your voice, your message, gaining new fans and followers. Where has been a highlight stop on your tour?
Shoot, I would say the Apollo. When we performed at the Apollo, that would have to be like one of my highlights because I never knew that I would get the opportunity to, perform at the Apollo. I used to watch as a kid.
Yeah.
When they wrote the little wooden thing and stuff like that, and the moonwalk was performed there and stuff like that. Lauryn Hill, and to be a part of that history, like that's something that I hope my daughters are definitely proud of.
Where's one venue anywhere in the United States that you hope to set a goal to perform at?
It's two. I would say Red Rock,
Oh,
and then Genesis Live. Like that's like one of my dream shows to do at Genesis Live, like a full sold out show at Genesis Live. Been eyeing myself on it and just trying to manifest it so it can come true.
hey, I think that's feasible. We're gonna have to go ahead and tag when they go live and tag them on this and make sure we can do that because we got someone here who's not just popular in the area, he's growing more and more. But I know you have something going on with Rock Nation too. You've had your deal and things like that. Let's talk about what's going on there.
Yeah. So we did a distribution with Rock Nation. Big shout out to Rock Nation, Rel, and all them. It's expiring at the end of 2025. And we were going to renew it, but I just feel like the way that we built our solar system with our art, with our fan base, that we could really just kind of like dive into it independently. So I've been working with USF, so I'm going to be teaching the kids how to be an artist, show them how set up the LLC to how to get artist funding and things like that. So I want to be a mentor to individuals, and I have to live my proof. And so for me to be able to do that, I want to just take the independent route. I feel really confident in it. Everything I do is independent anyway, from selling merch to setting up our own shows, doing our PR. We do everything ourselves. Rock Nation, they definitely have a lot of resources, things like that. But where we're at right now with it, I feel like I just want to kind of just hone in and do just direct to consumer marketing. You know what I'm saying? Like put the music in the fans' hands. I've worked with Nebula to where you can buy stocks in the song. So if the songs do well, then you make money on the side. So you offer it to a friend like, hey, play the song. It's my boy song. You're actually creating income for yourself as well too. So I'm just going to just continue being just a beacon of just different ways of thinking and to provide value in the arts.
Hey, that's inspiring. Keep me posted when all of that starts going live. Everyone, you're going to have an opportunity to learn from someone who's been on Billboard, right? Who's got the awards. I've got pictures somewhere on my pages with him holding the plaque. So that's a huge testament to your confidence, as you
Thank
said.
you.
And you talked about a few areas which entrepreneurs, it may seem scary, that transition, that jump, but in entrepreneurship, if you don't believe in yourself, willing to take those risks, those
Mm,
pivots, making the changes you need to, you'll have success, but you'll never have that next level. And I've said from the beginning, his work ethic since I've met him is always going to continue to help him grow and set
Thank
him
you, man.
apart. So we're going to
Appreciate
have
that.
some exciting releases there. We've touched on a lot now, and we're still just getting started here. I mentioned we're doing this during Gasparilla. What does that look like now at this point of your life?
Oh man, it's gonna be definitely a big shift. We just had last year, 25, depending on when this airs. We just did the demo Coppertail, so we headlined the anniversary. And prior to that, I did a collaboration with Moffitt. I collabed with JJ from Coppertail. We created the pink beer. And before that, we did a Juneteenth event. So next year, they definitely want me to do it again. We're gonna make some new beers, new collabs, and have another Juneteenth event. And again, with a lot of the brothers in brewing, so there's a lot of African Americans, Hispanic Americans who brew beer. Who I want to put that kind of stage of light on them just so it's just the norm that like it's not about skin color, it's just about art and technique and love and passion.
Is that the one in Ybor?
Yes, sir. Right by on Adamo.
Yeah, I remember you had to release some kind of party there for that a year or two. So, and everyone, that's an awesome thing to do. You see how he's building out under his umbrella brand, right? He's having these little things where they're not the main thing, but they're a supplement, right? And eventually seeing the beer and now going independent. What would you say one of your biggest frustrations is as an artist who maybe was under labels, right? Or someone that
Mhm.
signs a deal to a label opposed to being independent. Now you're making that shift back. What was the big catalyst for that?
I think sometimes it's just like funding is definitely one, just being able to have the capital, the working capital to be able to execute. And secondly, I would say just other brands has been grandfathered in that sometimes feel like their way is the right way. I would say those are the two most frustrating things, and expectations. You lose a lot to gain a little when it comes to like working with labels, things like that. But I understand it though, because if you wanted to do music and you wanted me to give you $1 million, I need some kind of equity in you as well too. So it definitely taught me a lot of how to just know your worth and execute on that.
Yeah, and I know you just brought that up again now, right? Funding, and you said you want to mentor kids and teach people how to get funding. Can you give us an opening tip or two for someone who is just wanting to get started in what you do, but needs the funding?
Well, you definitely set up your LLC first and foremost. Make sure you get all your business right before you even start. You know what I'm saying? Without the business portion of it, it's just a hobby, and you don't want to be a hobbyist and have people that support you and be fans of you. So I'll always say that. There's a lot of grants out there as well too. So me working with USF, it opened my eyes to how many grants there are that people will want you to get the funding to do your art. So definitely brush up on that for sure. You go to your local art commerce and they can give you a bunch of information. And then research, like we're in the age of the internet. Like when I first started, there wasn't no chat GBT, anything like that. So just kind of just draw out a game plan for you, make sure you write it down. And then that will make sure that it becomes canon to where it's like, okay, I've written this down, so I owe it to myself to make sure this happens, you know?
Actualizing your goals, writing things down. I had the 3-month whiteboard, but not a whiteboard like it's whiteboard material and it folds up. You wipe off the month and stuff, write down your goals, and they certainly do come quicker. In my experience, at least, when you do write them down, you manifest them. And now, for this airing right here in the beginning of 2026, we had new music drop. What's something else? It sure is, bro. What else do you have looking forward to in this first quarter, first half of the year so we can keep track?
Yeah, so just on the transition with Pusha Preme, just seeing how I'm going to implement that more. I've been working with more Nigerian artists, so I have my Caribbean DJ, so we're going to be doing a lot more. More on a compilation with Vibes Cartel. So yeah, it's going to just be more work that's going to be putting out for sure. And we'll probably do something quarterly, something monthly, but we're definitely going to have everything at least mapped out. It's still kind of fresh and new. So, before Christmas, we'll have it all together because everyone has like their own idea of how we're going to execute this.
That's perfect because as this airs, it'll just be a few weeks later, and then everyone will be caught up
Mhm.
with music again. What's the name of the new project?
So right now, the project we just dropped was our 5-year anniversary for Before I Say I Do. It's already at 900,000 streams. So we're trying to close in on a million. And the last final chapter, the Pusha Preme era, was called The Last Dance.
Yeah, and now seeing how you quickly, right, it seems like you're getting these big numbers and followers. Let's talk about the first project that hit a million. Walk us through that progression.
Oh man, that was like we were doing a lot of pre-saves, a lot of pre-saves. So like any conversation I had with somebody involved in music, I was already ready to like showcase the music, show them something, have them dive into the talent, and I'll just pick one of the three: is either like him as a person, or I like his drive, or I like his music, or I like his artistic integrity. And one of those four things, a bucket's going to be filled from there. And it's just constantly just doing shows. So that's what really helped us out to be able to manifest that. Like I was, I set a marker for myself to make sure I had 50, at least I contacted 50 people a day to make sure I got my goal of 1,000 pre-saves. Then from there, people were just like, "Oh, I really like the music," and it just kind of just flowed in from there. We had some good features too. We had Tom as a feature, Tom G. We had Tay Bay as a feature, so those things kind of trickled all in as well too. And we had in LA the Goat as well. So that was the first project that did a million.
Yeah, now we're talking about strategically building our network, doing collabs with people, right? As you know, as you grow, the people who are winning and doing things, they're collaborating. They're not doing it all on their own, right? They're not taking all the credit. We're trying to spread the love. He's doing just that. And since you are moving up in these rankings now, what's some advice you could give to a new artist if they were just getting started today? Maybe some things you wish you had thought of.
Just stay consistent. Take your time. Stay consistent. Get your business right. Trust in the process, and really don't take no days off. Like any opportunity that you get to make a new fan, make sure that you go about doing so. None of artists feel entitled. They're not entitled to your music. There's well, I think the number is like 4,000 songs being uploaded on the Spotify per day. So provide the purpose of why your song should be part of their life. And sometimes not. It's something easy as a song being likable. Sometimes you have to do the TikTok. Sometimes you have to do, the hooks and the creative marks to be able to like connect with people. So that's not a bad thing. We live in a world to where you're fighting for everyone's attention
That's insane to me. That many per day are being
per
uploaded.
day.
Finding a way to stick out. Everyone, big congrats to him again, closing in on a million by the time this airs. Hopefully you're there so we can celebrate
Yeah,
that.
word. That'd be dope.
Yeah, I think it will. I mean, we got a month and change here. Everyone, we're just prepping, right? In podcasting, if you're a host out there, I always recommend doing batch recordings, right? Today, I had 3 recordings, but that's it for the whole
What's
last
up?
week or 10 days because you don't want to miss a week. But if you do three in a day, that's 3 weeks of work, right? 3 weeks of inventory.
Mm-hmm.
So finding ways to be efficient is helping as I scale. What is something you've done now that you've continued to grow? Maybe a system or some kind of technique that's helped it.
Oh yeah. So we have our deliverables. So basically, we map out what we need to get done, how we're going to get it done, and the timeline. So I feel like if anybody creates like deadlines, that you'll get more work done because now it keeps you accountable.
And that's 100% right. I find that my productivity increases if I set a 30-minute meeting or something, 30 minutes in my phone, hour in my phone, where I'm not on social, not on email. I'm only doing this. So that's something I think is a really great piece of advice, like you've been giving the whole.
Mm-hmm.
That's not just for those in the music industry. That's for everyone. But
Life. Yep.
before we dive into maybe which artist you would sit down with right now, see how it's progressed over the last time, what's one piece of advice you can give to any entrepreneur out there who's thinking about giving up?
Just think that it's easy to give up, right? But you're gonna get two of the same results, right? If you keep going, right, then you have something to look forward to. And if you quit, then you'll never know how it would have turned out. So just to avoid that anxiousness, I say that if you feel like you need to pivot or take a break so you can kind of reevaluate it, that's always a good thing as well too.
It
You
won't
know.
happen overnight, but if you quit, it's never gonna happen, so I think that's a
Mm.
great words right there. Now, I'm interested for this because 'cause I've known you since the album started going off. Who in the industry would you choose to sit down to pick their brain if you had the opportunity?
It would be between Kanye and Pharrell, those two.
Alright, well, if you had to dive down into one, tell us why you would at least choose that artist.
I would say Pharrell. I love how Pharrell was able to reinvent himself, create a sound, and really just dive into all aspects of art. From him working at Louis Vuitton, the BBC era, the nerd era, diving into bands, being high revered as a producer. He just dropped the Lego movie, so it's like, he's definitely like one of the most interesting people I've ever got a chance to like fanboy over.
Yeah, he is truly inspiring as an entrepreneur, and it's just crazy you see now even streamers being in the big screen in movies, right? You never know where your brand is gonna take you, where everything is gonna take you, and I think that we're hitting a good spot to keep this off, and I would think one more
Indeed.
time, I wanna thank you for coming on.
Oh
Congrats.
man, thank you, man.
Yeah. Give us a different song than the one you already shared for people to tune into today, and then where we can find you online, all your links.
Yeah, so if you want more of my past work, I would say Outside. It's a great song. Depending on this airs, I would say Do You Remember? That's a really good song. I like that song. And that song is just basically for anybody who's lost somebody, whether it's through love, through friendship. And it's a song to remind them, do you remember like how we got here, how much we fought for this? Are you sure that you want to break this apart? So it's for anybody that deal with that. And I feel like it's a human emotion that we all have to go through and part of this human experiment that's called life.
Thank you for sharing that, and best place to say hello. You prefer Instagram? You prefer where's the best? Just someone to say hello to you, to say what's up and connect with you.
Oh man, if you see me anywhere, like always, I'm always in Tampa for the most part, or between like Tampa, Orlando, or New York. But if someone's trying to reach out to me, I would say go to pushapreme.ai because we're creating a system to where we can like book a consultation and we can have a call and kind of just see how we can help you push your dreams because the company that we own is called Pushing Dreams and More. So we want to be able to, guide people on what needs to be done to be able to help them get on a nice little roadmap based off our experiences. But you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that. And right now, that I push a Preme, PUSHAPREME, and then it should pop up. Sure.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, everyone. Be sure to check it out. Check out everything he's got going on. Stay updated on his upcoming shows and releases, and be sure to subscribe to this show to stay current with amazing entrepreneurs. My name is Vincent A. Lancy, wishing you a safe and fun Gasparilla. My progression of being a college kid with Gasparilla to now has certainly changed the way I'm involved over there in Tampa, but we're signing off today. Push it. Thanks a lot for coming back.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me. Y'all be safe, man. Happy Gasparilla.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode. I would love to hear your feedback. What did you love? What do you want to see more of? Are there any questions you would like me to ask the guests who come on the show? This show is not possible without you, the amazing listeners, so please email us at podcastsbylancy@gmail.com and let us know what you think. We'll also feature you on a later show. Please remember to subscribe to stay current with our amazing community of guests who will continue to come on the show, sprinkled in with solo episodes from me. Vincent A. Lancy. With that, I look forward to introducing more shows to you each and every week. And with that, we're signing off today. Enjoy the episodes and make it a great day ahead.